Here's my brother Luis, and I'm Alex, and we're
Yo.
doing quick questions about independence. So, first, do you feel you were prepared to live on your own after high school?
You mean after graduate, the preparation I got from school itself or from my family as well?
Only school right now.
Right, so being prepared to live on my own after high school? No, definitely not. Definitely not. The things I got from high school were mainly academia, mainly like facts, facts and useful-ish knowledge. Sometimes some thinking skills, but mostly what I was using for life after high school, for living on my own, are the kinds of things you learn on the street, you learn on the day-to-day life, you learn solving problems, all kinds of things and situations that do not happen in the closed bubble of protected space that is school.
And what do you wish you had known before living alone?
There's a ton of things that I would have loved to know before I struck out on my own, would have eased the learning curve and a lot of the struggle of learning to handle life as a functioning adult. Because what happens is, one day you're living in a nice cozy family bubble, and then the next day you're thrown out into the real world, and there's no transition phase or no helpful tips on the kinds of things you have to deal with as a functioning adult. Suddenly you have to deal with taxes, you have to deal with personal finance, with managing your own self at either a rented apartment or at a home or whatever thing you're doing while you're living in your study abroad program or whatever it is you're doing. You have to iron your clothes, make your bed, self-manage your time, self-manage your priorities so you can do school and have a social life outside of school and grow and find business opportunities or a job or internship opportunities or whatever it is. You have to have a vocational orientation in some way to know what you want to do with your life. All kinds of things that school does not currently prepare you for or guide you to build. Things that you need to either ask for, which you don't know you need to ask for, or sometimes parents are thoughtful enough to give you. So all of these kinds of things would be kind of nice to be able to have, so that you don't end up at 28 having to figure out that you should have started saving money at 18 so that you could be buying a home by 32.
Truth. And what was your biggest adversity or obstacle after leaving high school?
Biggest adversity after leaving high school. Most probably defining what path I wanted to live, what kind of occupation or study path, or basically a career path.
So you still weren't sure what to study even after finishing high school?
Of course, especially after finishing high school, you're like, okay, I finished this process, this handy milestone path that other people and society have decided I need to live through, and now I get to either choose to go on the regular path, which is to study a career, which I'm forced to decide before I even know what I want to do with my life, or I get to just pick whatever job I want, or maybe study a technical specialty or something that is handy. But I have no guidance on how to do this, no guidance on what is right for me, because I'm supposed to study something that is gonna give me, the path to success. So if I want money, I should either be a doctor or an accountant or a lawyer, or maybe I can study business administration if I have a family that has an ongoing business that I can inherit at some point in my life. There is very little guidance in how to get in touch with yourself and your skill set and your wants and your desires and your personal history and what things actually matter to you. So instead of choosing something that is right for you, you're choosing what society and your parents, with their good intentions, are how you say this, recommending that you use or that you take, but you don't really have a consciousness or a preparedness or awareness of how to choose and what to choose and what to base your choices on. You're taught you're taught what to desire, but you're not taught how to desire. So this is pretty crappy. We're building a society that is based on repeating the same patterns of behavior and repeating the same patterns of values and value chains and belief structures, and we're not teaching the people how to question themselves and their belief systems and to basically self-determine their life path. So that's probably the biggest obstacle I've faced and millions of people continue to face every day. Many people reach midlife crisis at 50 and only then realize that they've wasted half their freaking life. That is not
Ouch.
That is not a good way to go, bro.
And last but not least, what would you recommend for us leaving our comfort zone?
You mean leaving high school or
Yeah.
leaving your comfort zone as you're actually actively trying to leave your
Comfort zone as high school and this place.
Well, basically, stay hungry, stay foolish, in the words of Steve Jobs, and try new things, take calculated risks, question yourself, and don't be afraid to fail, but always continue to get back up, try new things, constantly look for what things matter to you, don't be afraid to say no.
Thanks, bro.
Cool.
Yeah.